everybody, welcome to Movieverse. My name is Brian, and today Shad is joining me from Polynerdic, and we are going to react to the Marvel Avengers Infinity War trailer that dropped today, earlier this morning. Unfortunately, I was at work. He was sleeping, so we're reacting to it now. But before we get to the reaction, I just want to touch on just our kind of expectations for the trailer. So for me, I mean, like they keep saying, it's the culmination of the MCU that we've seen thus far, starting with Iron Man in 2008. And it's been a long journey,
9 years.
Which we are revisiting. We're going to watch all the MCU movies leading up to Infinity War that comes out in May of next year. We've already done Iron Man and Incredible Hulk. That's over on Polynerdic's SoundCloud channel. Basically, it's just a commentary where we talk while we're watching the movie, and you guys can watch the movie along with us. So again, that's over on the soundcloud.com/polynerdic. But yeah, I'm really excited for this trailer because, you know, we've been with these characters for so long. They keep talking about how some of the original Avengers characters might die. You know, a lot of contracts are up, but that's not necessarily a signal of which character is going to die. There might be some that have signed on that are going to, you know, but they just haven't announced it yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's yet to be seen. But yeah, just very excited to see what's in this trailer. I hope we get a lot of Thanos. Yeah, I'm very excited. That's all I can say. What about you?
Yeah, that was my problem this morning when I got off work. I had not settled in yet when it first popped up online, and my social media feeds just immediately filled up with links to it. And I'm like, okay, I got to go to bed now because if I'm up, I'm going to watch it. You know, and I wanted to hopefully get this done this afternoon, so I'm glad we were able to do it.
Yeah, typically when I'm at work on my breaks, I spend a lot of time watching YouTube or just other creators that I like. And today I stayed off social media the entire day because I did not want to see anything for this trailer. I want to be completely surprised when we go into it. So without further ado, I know they've been listening to us talk for 2 minutes now without even watching the trailer, but we're going to go ahead and watch this and go ahead and get it queued up in 3, 2, 1, play.
There was an idea
Nick Fury
to bring together a group of remarkable people to see if we could become something more.
Look at that.
Oh, look, what? I guess he got
So when they
makeup.
needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
I don't care for her being blonde.
Really? I like it.
Yeah, I mean, Scarlett Johansson's fine as a blonde, but Black Widow gotta have the red hair.
See? In time, you will know what it's like to lose.
That's the thing. That's right
Feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail all the same. Dread it, run from it, destiny still arrives.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like look at that spider suit.
Nice suit.
Engage all defenses. And get this man a shield.
Get this man a shield. Weird as Captain America.
Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe. But this does put a smile on my face. Who the hell are you guys?
Just like, hey. That is a great teaser trailer, I would say.
Yeah.
I would say it's a teaser trailer, right? It doesn't really give us, I mean, it gives us a little bit of the story, at least in visuals. It doesn't really give us that much in way of like they're not telling us what's going on. But you definitely see Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet putting stones onto the gauntlet one by one. You see Vision getting attacked there.
Yeah, one after
for
that.
The stone that's in his head, which makes you wonder: does that mean like does he die without that stone?
Yeah, that's one of my big questions. Since they put it in his forehead, what are they going to do with when it pops out?
Like, you know, because if you think about how they made Vision in this cinematic universe, is they took Jarvis and they took the body that Ultron was building with that Mind Stone and couple those things together, he became Vision. So is he going to go back to being Jarvis in Vision's body? But like, you know what I mean? Like that. Then you have to say like, okay, well then what was the point of the Mind Stone? Yeah. So. That's an interesting thing to think about from now until May, is whether or not he actually dies or just is very painful for him.
I'm gonna say May hasn't felt this far off in a long time. Now that we've finally seen it.
Yeah, and it's amazing how they released this trailer right as the publicity train for The Last Jedi is you know starting to get ramped up for The Last Jedi in December. One thing I'm looking forward to, other than obviously I'm excited to see The Last Jedi, but I'm really excited to see this trailer on the big screen when I see The Last Jedi. What else was in there? You mentioned Black Widow being blonde. It doesn't. I don't mind it. You know, I don't have a strong connection to that character from the comics. Right. So her being blonde to me is just like, oh well. You know, obviously after the events of Civil War, she needed to change her identity, and everybody knows her as a redhead. So, you know, what's the first thing people do in movies
if they tie that into it, I'll accept it. Like it's
like the first thing that they do when they go on the run is like they change their hair color and like change their clothes, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I saw it when I was like, oh, she's gonna be blonde. Okay, well she must have just changed her hair color when she was on the run. Captain America looks like a badass with his beard.
Beard. Yeah,
he just looks really, I don't know, manly, I guess. But Spider-Man's suit looks awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
The CGI on Spider-Man doesn't look as good as it does as on Thanos. Like Thanos as a CGI character looks really good. I mean, you know, a lot of people bring up the idea of when you see a CGI character, the one thing that people notice are their faces, because that's one thing that we're looking at all day long are people's faces.
I mean, our brains are wired to recognize
so our brains
faces.
are wired to pick that up. We're, you know, if we see a face that doesn't look real, we're gonna be like, oh well, something's off about that face. The one thing I noticed that actually drew me in was his eyes. Yeah, his eyes looked like real eyes from my perspective, so that was pretty impressive to see. You know, Iron Man, there was one little shot where he looked very much like he was in mortal danger. It didn't look like he was necessarily like bleeding out and dying, but it looked like he was witnessing people dying. Yeah. And you know, so when we get back to talking about who's gonna die in this movie, a lot of people point to Iron Man. You know, he was the one that started it all. If you want to have the most emotional punch in this movie, I think it's him. You know, just because of the fact that he's been in it since 2008. Yeah, how many appearances has he made? Iron Man, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Avengers. He made an appearance in Incredible Hulk. I mean, he's made Spider-Man Homecoming, Age of Ultron. Like, he's made a lot of appearances.
And he's not cheap. He's not cheap.
No, yeah, exactly. Robert Downey Jr. is making boatloads of money on these movies. So from a business perspective and a creative perspective, it would make the most sense if he's the one to go. Yeah. You know, when you talk about Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth, they are making a lot of money, yes, but they're not making as much money as Robert Downey Jr. I feel like Thor is not going to go because they reinvented the character with Ragnarok. Yeah, that was. So I think it'd be kind of pointless to reinvent the character in Ragnarok if he's just going to die in this movie. Yeah. Captain America, it could be him just because I feel like his trilogy very much was a good way to bookend it. Yeah. As far as Captain America, right? Because at the end of Captain America: Civil War, spoilers. He's not really Captain America anymore, I mean, right?
He dropped the shield and everything.
He dropped the shield. He's not wearing the suit when he breaks his friends out of prison. Like, so it would make sense. Although I think he was wearing a Captain America suit in this.
I think I'd have to look at it again. I was more.
Maybe it's the only gear that they have that fit him. I don't know. But you know, so his trilogy was very much a start and a beginning and an end. Like I said, Iron Man. I don't think Hulk's going to go just because, you know, he hasn't had a solo movie since Incredible Hulk, and it wasn't even Mark Ruffalo. He's only appeared in Avengers, Age of Ultron, Thor, Ragnarok, and then this movie. So when you boil it down, it seems like it's going to be Iron Man. Granted, you know, like I said, it could be Cap, so they might take out 2 of the 4.
Yeah.
But then you have to think about Hawkeye and Black Widow.
Yeah.
Could it be them? I don't think it would be smart to kill off Black Widow just because I think there's female, you know, solo movie potential there.
Yeah, it's actually a shame at this point we still haven't seen one.
Yeah, I would love to see a Black Widow, Hawkeye. You know, they're doing Captain Marvel in the 90s.
Right.
So you could set a Black Widow, Hawkeye kind of grounded, you know, movie in the, you know, before pre-Avengers, pre-Iron Man.
Yeah, early
they could
2000s.
be doing their own missions.
Yeah.
You know, they reference missions in Avengers that they had done together.
Yep.
I would love to see a movie like that, or with just Black Widow.
Yep.
You know, maybe when she's in Russia doing some missions or whatever. Be very interesting to see that. So I don't think it's going to be. I think Black Widow is safe. Hawkeye is another thing, right? They released some pictures of on Vanity Fair of Hawkeye, and actually the actress that played his wife is in that shoot. Yeah, which makes you think, okay, 1, is she in this movie? 2, why is she in this movie? Yeah, you know, because we've only seen her once. They established in Age of Ultron that he has kids, he has a wife. And it was kind of like a false setup to
it was a good swerve because they built the whole movie like he was going to be the one to die.
Yeah, it's like halfway through the movie, you're like, oh, totally, he's going to die. Yeah, you meet his family, like he's done for.
Yeah, they did it all heavy-handed. Like, hey, he's going to be the one that dies.
Yeah, exactly. And then they swerve it, which is a good move, I think, on that part because I wasn't expecting it. Yeah. But now they could do it, right? Yeah. And you might feel a little bit more of a connection to it because you see that he has a family. Yeah. Sorry, I just realized that I've been going on and you haven't gotten.
Yeah, I've been contemplating this as we've built up to Infinity War over the last 9 years. Like, who are they going to off? Because people have to die in this war. It has to have. Oh yeah,
because that's one thing that people say about the rest of the Marvel movies is that like nobody dies. There's no stakes. I don't really feel like they're in danger
unless you're a villain. If you're a villain, you almost always die.
Yeah. So I think you're right. They have to kill somebody in this movie, and it has to be somebody important. Yeah, it can't just be like, I don't know, like if they kill Pepper Potts, that'd be sad, but it's not, you know, it doesn't hold the same weight as it's one of the mainstay characters.
Yeah, any number of, I mean,
although Guardians, I would be really sad if Pepper Potts died because obviously I'm an Iron Man fan. I'd be pretty upset, but
I mean, there's the whole Guardians team. They could take someone off it.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I mean, it would be bad for that franchise, but they could do it.
I don't know, like. Well, when you talk about Guardians 3, like, what if they do? What if they, you know, take somebody out that is, you know, and then the Guardians 3 is like them reeling from the, you know, the idea that they don't have so and so in their group anymore. You know, I kind of feel like we got a little bit of that at both the end of Guardians 1 and Guardians 2 with, you know, spoiler alert, Groot dying at the end of Guardians 1 and then Yondu dying at the end of Guardians 2. So they've kind of already dealt with a lot of tragedy in their group. So I don't know if they would go to that well again. But you're very right.
There's a lot of characters that could kill.
I mean, Nebula. Yeah. Right? Nebula's actually had a pretty decent arc over Guardians 1 and Guardians 2. And, you know, when you talk about comics and Infinity Gauntlet, you know, Nebula didn't have a very I mean, she did a lot of stuff in that run, but it also wasn't very happy for her. You know what I mean? Like, so you know, Nebula could make this ultimate, you know, 360 arc where, you know, she sacrifices herself to best her father, who she makes no, you know, bones about it. Like, she hates him.
There's a lot of potential, and we've got so much time to think about it. Yeah, like
I'm sure the more, you know, information they release, the more videos we can like sit down and like talk about. Like, this is the kind of stuff that I really want to talk about. Yeah, I want to like get into, you know, what we think is going to happen in Avengers Infinity War. I know I talked to you the other night about how I want to talk about, you know, and this is not Marvel, but I just want to sit down and have a spoiler discussion about Justice League and about what it means in the future of the DC. But like, there's a lot of things now. I mean, we're in like the golden age of comic book movies, I would say, or comic book live action entertainment, right?
Yeah, because
I mean,
there's non-movie stuff that's really
Crisis
good
on
too.
Earth X is happening on CW right now. I can't wait to like get this done with and then like go and watch that, because I watched a little bit at work, because that's like the one thing I could do. I'm like, oh, I'll go watch this DC thing, so I stay away from Marvel so I don't get this trailer ruined for me. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in nerd culture right now. It's so great. I'm so happy to see this movie getting made. I have yet to finish Hickman's Infinity run. I have that over there on my bookshelf, and I want to finish it before this movie comes out. One, because we talk about, well, we haven't touched on the fact that they didn't show the Black Order in this trailer.
No,
they did a very good job of not showing. They were right off camera. I think the one person who caught a spear, I think that was a Black Order guy. Yeah. And then the person who Natasha was stabbing, I think that was a Black Order person as well.
Potentially, yeah.
They did a really good job of keeping that. You know what I mean? Just giving the spotlight to Thanos and the heroes that we know.
Well, and this is how I like trailers to be cut. I don't like a trailer that tells me a big chunk of the movie. Yeah. Like, I want something that just makes me want to see the movie. Yeah. And now I'm going to spend 5 months thinking about this movie, or almost 6 months thinking about this movie.
I'm not only going to think about this movie, I'm going to spend 5 months watching this trailer. Yeah. I mean, over and over and over again. As soon as we get done recording this, I'm going to watch it again. But I'm so glad I've watched this now, so I can go online and like talk to everybody about it.
Back to social media.
Yeah, like my hiatus is over from social media. So yeah, I mean, any last thoughts on this trailer before we end this video?
I am more excited for this movie than I think I've been for a Marvel movie in a long time. I was like this. I believe this is the trailer that the Comic-Con crowd got to see, if I'm not mistaken. That the
one thing that wasn't in this trailer that was in that was from what I don't know all that was in that trailer, but I do know that he like destroyed a moon and like threw it at people.
Oh damn! So we didn't even get to see that. Yeah. Crap. So but I'm excited to finally see an actual trailer and in the speculation and the wonder. Yeah. You know, like there's been a long run where it's, you know, you could get crappy cell phone footage of the Comic-Con trailer, but this is what I wanted. I wanted high def that I could see with my own 2 eyes.
Yeah, I know. I've passed up multiple times and like people are like, oh, well, the trailer's been leaked up, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not watching it until they release it in high definition because I want to see it. Yep. I was so glad that I did. This trailer for me delivered on so many different levels. It gave us a little bit of a tease, basically showed us like, this is going to be real serious. We were waiting to see Thanos. I'm glad that he looks so great.
Yeah, he looks great.
I'm so glad it looks great.
I'm always afraid of CGI characters looking bad.
Yeah. So that's really my final thoughts on it. But the real question is, what do you guys think about this trailer? Make sure you let us know in the comments. If you like our reaction and our discussion about it, make sure you give us a thumbs up button and subscribe to Movieverse so you guys can keep up to date on all of our trailer reactions, movie reviews, and movie news discussions. Make sure you go and follow Shad over at polynerdic.com and on all the social medias at polynerdic. And make sure you check out our little watch along that we're doing. I think we call it viewing party of the Marvel Cinematic Universe from Iron Man all the way up to Infinity War that comes out next May. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Brian. This is Shad. See you guys next time.
See ya.